Hey, band, choir, and orchestra directors. If you're working on resetting your classroom culture, you've come to the right place. Today I'm going to be talking about modeling healthy working relationships for your students. I've already got a couple of videos in this series, so if you missed the previous installments about honesty and making mistakes, go back and watch those first and then come back here. Modeling work relationships might not be something that you've thought all that much about in the context of teaching music students, but it's very important for them to learn the skill of working with other people who may or may not be your best friends all the time, particularly working in a group with 40 to 80 or more people. You can start thinking about this by imagining all the different times during the school day that you're interacting with other adults in front of the students. And this could be other teachers, co-teachers, administrators, support staff, adult visitors to your classroom, anybody that the kids see you interact with. All of these people tend to fall into one of two groups. Those that you enjoy working with and have fun around and are easy for you to interact with, and the other kind. Now, for the people that you are already interacting with positively, this is super easy, right? If you know another teacher is working on a big project with their kids, make time to pop in for 5 minutes and interact with the kids in there and let them know that you're supporting them. Another way that I found that's really fun is to, anytime I'm borrowing anything from another teacher, whether it's a tool, a student, and I send a student to go get it, I send them with candy on the way back. One piece for the student and one piece for the teacher as a thank you. And that way the students can see that, hey, I'm appreciating a thing that someone else is doing for me. In-office candy stash is important for so many reasons, and I cannot recommend having one enough. Now let's talk about the other group of people, the people that may not be as easy to work with for you and may display some characteristics that are not super great for modeling. For dealing with these folks, I use the same motto for years, and it's one that my friend coined after watching two other friends who were playing in the same ensemble as each other go through a particularly rough breakup, and that motto is, you gotta be civil. What that looks like when you're interacting with them is hitting the niceties super hard. Like if they come into your room to drop something off, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I super appreciate you bringing those by. Thank you so much. Or if you're calling them on the phone to borrow a student, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Do you mind if I could blah, blah, blah. It seems really small, but students will start to notice those interactions and internalize them. The next part is super important. Because you have spent weeks and months developing trust with your students, they're going to feel comfortable coming to you when another teacher has mistreated them in their eyes, and they are going to start talking about it to you. And that's actually great. You can let them talk and get whatever it is off their chest, but you may not join in, particularly if that teacher is someone that you also can't stand. Backstabbing another staff member will have consequences for you. It may feel like, oh, now we have an in with this student because we both can't stand this person. However, it will eventually erode the trust because now they see you talking badly about another person, and that will never end well. If you feel like that student is correct and they really have been mistreated or wronged in some way, you can always go talk to that teacher one-on-one and say, hey, this is what someone told me. Is this the case? What's happening here? When the student is in the room with you, I want you to repeat these words. Well, everyone does things a little bit differently, and that's okay. Then you can talk through with that student how they might be able to handle that situation with the other teacher, even going so far as to coach them through a conversation with that other teacher about their issues together. That's it for this week, and make sure that you give us a follow or a subscribe depending on where you're seeing this so that you can join us again next week when I'm going to be talking about how to let your students see you having fun at work. Catch you next time.